live in a little town called Clarenstown, which is 30 kilometres out of Raymond Terrace, which is north of Newcastle. And it's a little country town. We only have a few shops and a very friendly place. And Louise loves living at home now. She's lived at home now for 2 years this November, and she really loves it. Before that, she's always lived away from home in a group home since she was 6.5, and she loves living at home with Mum. But the family think now that Mother's ageing, that she should go back into a group home. So we sort of found one now, and so and it seems very nice, and it's all beautifully furnished. And Louise will have her own television and her own air conditioning, and she's got 3 other lady friends she'll have, and a gentleman there. So I think I just got a good feel about it. We hope it's all right. But she'll come home on weekends, won't she, Louise? You'll come home to... Yes, yeah, that's right. You'll come home. Oh, this has been wonderful because I've been able to share. And the thing is that I've never really known any... I've only ever known one other lady that's had a Rett syndrome daughter, and she lived in the Blue Mountains where we lived once before, years ago, and befriended her. But I've never met anyone that has a daughter like Louise's, more mobile, and is quite independent. So it's been quite, shall I say, shock to me to see how disabled a lot of the young ladies are, especially little tiny children. I'm quite surprised, and so it's been a real, shall I say, sobering thought for me to be here, which is, good in a way, because then you appreciate what you've got, and all the hard work to get here. Is that right, Louise? It's extremely difficult growing up, because in those days, the doctors didn't know what was wrong with Louise, and she's such a pretty girl. And they said, "Oh, look, we haven't got a clue." And they tried to find something like physically wrong with her, but they could never find anything physically wrong with her. When they psychologically tested her, they said she wasn't up to standard as she should have been. So they just said, well, she was disabled in those days, and she'll probably be able to go to normal school, but she'll be in the lower end of the class. And that's what, but from there, look, she just deteriorated, From 2 years and 4 months, she just deteriorated. She used to say words and do all the normal things babies do, but from that, actually, I could correct that. When she was 16 months old, then I put her into bed like one night, a beautiful baby, always pretty looking, and the next morning I had this child that was like something wild, something happened in the brain overnight, and she was just went wild, tearing through the house and pulling tufts of hair out of her sister's hair and scribbling in all the books, and then went outside and got an axe and brought it in and started chopping the furniture, and I just couldn't believe what had happened to her. But the doctors couldn't help me, and it was interesting when we went to the diagnostic centre at Summer Hill in those days. The doctor there said to me, she said, "Oh, Mrs. Egan, look, I don't know what to say to you." She said, "I've got a 19-year-old son," and she said, "I just hope if he ever gets married, he doesn't have a child like Louise." And I thought, what are you saying that to people for? When I've come here to try to get some kind of assistance with behaviour. But she said she couldn't help me. And then in the end, after this interview of 2 hours, she said, "Look, maybe smack her no." And I said, "We did." Just gave a little smack on the hand and said no. So don't communicate with her, do nothing like that, because she's in her own autistic, she's in her own world. It was quite incredible. And she wouldn't let anyone in. She wouldn't kiss anyone. She'd push you away, and she's just like that till she turned 10. And when she turned 10, went into puberty, she seemed to change and developed, and she's got better as she's got older, and her behaviour, it was like a miracle, really. And it was interesting, it wasn't till she was 12 years of age, I'll tell you this story because this is important, and her father was out teaching this particular night at TAFE, and I was home on my own with her, and I sat down and had a talk to her, and I said, you know you're different from me, and she's nodding to me, because at this time I knew she understood what I said to her, and I said, and people look at you and they say you can't, because you can't talk, so you must be deaf, and they shout at you, and she's nodding, and I said, you must feel very sad about this, and she was nodding again, like yes, and anyway, out of the blue, it was the first time she ever kissed me. She put her arm around my shoulder, like that, and gave me a kiss on the cheek, which was the most delightful thing. She was 12.
You love your mum? Love your mum very much?
Yes, and after that we just changed, and it's interesting, I took her to Paris, in 1995 we went to Paris, and we drove up to Lourdes, and I said to Louise, we're going to Lourdes, but some, people, you go there for miracles, but look, we can't ask for too much, but if you could talk, that would be wonderful, but that's a bit much to ask for. But anyway, we went there, Dean, and we went into the little chapel they have at the top of the hill, and she blessed herself, would you believe it, put the holy water on her tongue, and I was amazed, because I didn't tell her to do that. And anyway, we went round the grotto, because it was winter time and there wasn't many people there. And when we came home to this old farmhouse, which was 600 years old, where we were staying, down, right down near the border, near Strasbourg. She sat with us for the first time in her entire life, and she was in her 20s then. She sat and watched, and we had television there, and there's a little fire in their fireplace, because I think they had a stroke, because all the houses are intertwined, and could have burnt the whole town down, this little country town. But she actually became integrated with the family from that day on. And I often think that was a little miracle, because we all became peaceful. And I think we all got on better with each other, so I think that's the story, and we've just grown from there, haven't we, Louise? And you've developed as a lovely young lady, haven't you? And so here we are at 46, and she's quite independent, and she dresses herself. And